Good day everyone, this is Born in Batanes once again, and today I'm going to show you how I make my homemade yogurt. So let's start. We need a full cream milk and a natural yogurt for our starter. First, we need to warm up our milk to the boiling point, and while we are doing that, we prepare the water in the sink to cool down a little bit. But you can cool down on the countertop and wait for it to cool down slowly. But because I don't have a lot of time and I'm quite busy every time, so I cool it down in the sink. And so we need to cool it down to at least 45 degrees Celsius. Almost, are we there? Let's see if it's too warm or it's too cold or it's just right. That's right. So we had 45 degrees Celsius, and then we need to mix our starter. I use Greek yogurt. You can use plain yogurt, but it's better if you use Greek yogurt as your starter. So you need a cup of Greek yogurt. We just stir it a little bit. So my Greek yogurt, my starter, is at room temperature. We don't want it to be too cold when we start mixing it with our warm milk. But also, we don't want our milk to be too hot, otherwise we will kill the live bacteria in the yogurt. So I take some of the milk and mixed it together with the yogurt. And after that, you pour it inside the pot. And we just stir until it's mixed. We don't want to mix it too long. And so this is our yogurt machine. If you don't have a yogurt machine, don't you worry. I'm gonna tell you another way to make the yogurt. So this is the strainer for the Greek yogurt. And I have 6 small bottles. So for me, I always make Greek yogurt. So this is for the Greek yogurt, the big box. And for the small bottles, I make a vanilla yogurt, a vanilla flavor. So for the rest of the milk, I put in half a cup of granulated sugar. So because it's a vanilla yogurt, I use white sugar. But of course, it's your preference if you want to use honey or brown sugar. And then we just stir it. The same thing, we just take some of the milk and mixed it in the bowl before we mixed it to the rest of the milk in the pot. I put a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we stir and combine it together. You just have to take all the sugar that is left in the bowl. And we pour it in our bottles. Clean up, of course, every time. So we just fill our glass bottles. So I have mentioned a while ago that I will tell you on how you can make a yogurt without the yogurt machine. I tried it before, so I have put the milk in the bottle and I tried to put it on top of the refrigerator for at least 8 hours, which you can do 8 to 12 hours. So what the yogurt machine does is it gives the right temperature to cook the milk slowly so that the live lactobacillus won't die. So if you really want to try and make a yogurt at home, you can still make it. If you have the fridge, just put it on top of the fridge, you cover it with cloth, and that's it. You leave it there for 8 to 12 hours and you have a yogurt after that. And so for the yogurt machine, I set the timer for 8 hours, and then after 8 hours I take out the small pots, and then I reset the timer for another 2 hours for the Greek yogurt. Because it's bigger than the rest, we need to cook it more. And that's how we cook our yogurt. And we leave it there for another 2 hours. So the yogurt, after it's cooked, you have to put it in the fridge for at least 2 hours before you consume it. So you let it set in the fridge. So when the timer's up, I let it sit in the fridge for another 2 hours to set. And then I'm going to strain it. So we are going to strain the Greek yogurt and leave it in the fridge again for another 2 hours. And after 2 hours, you can put it in your pots. You can transfer it in a pot, and then you will have your Greek yogurt. You can strain it longer if you want, but it's going to be on a drier side. And you can strain it shorter if you want, but it's going to be a bit watery. So straining it for 2 hours will give you the perfect consistency. But of course, as always, it's your preference. So I will give you a little tip. Sometimes the bottom of the big pot gets burned because we're cooking it too long. So instead of throwing it, I take it, and this is the one that I'm using when I'm doing a yogurt cake. So there's no waste. And so I just want to show you the bottom. So you see there's a space at the bottom of the box. So this is where the water from the yogurt will go. And the water from the yogurt is what they call whey. You can use it also for cooking. I tried it before. I think I tried to use it to make bread before. But you're going to have to find a good recipe for that. And so after 2 hours, this is how our Greek yogurt looks like. So it has a nice consistency, it's creamy, and it's beautiful. And that's the whey from the yogurt. And now I'm just going to transfer it in the glass bottles. So for one box, I made 3 bottles of Greek yogurt, 3 big bottles of Greek yogurt. But sometimes, if I make the temperature a bit warm when I add the starter, I get less yogurt. So the trick is to add your starter to the right temperature of the milk. So for me, 45 degrees Celsius is the right temperature to add my starter. Because otherwise, you'll have less yogurt and it's going to be a waste of time because we're cooking it for a longer period. So 8 to 12 hours is a long time already, and if you get less than what you expect and what you should, it's sad. So I hope that you learn something and you'll try to make the homemade yogurt at home and tell me how it goes. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment on the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. That's it. Thank you for watching and joining me. I hope to see you next time again on my next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.